How much hair and lint has been on me all this time? That's the worst part about wearing navy blue. You see all the hair and lint. Hi beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my April beauty favorites. So I'm filming at night tonight. Started a little bit late, had a late start. It's a marathon day. This is my third video. I just filmed my haul video, my Sephora haul. Be sure to check that video out. I'm going to be looking like this, just like this. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for joining me for today's video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button as well as turn on the notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my uploads. And if you enjoy today's content, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. So let's talk about my favorites. I feel like in some ways this is almost a hit or miss because some of my favorites are products that I purchased in the last haul. I want to mention this product again. I talked about it last month. This is the Lotus Youth Preserves Moisturizer. I just noticed when I use this moisturizer that I have really great makeup days and my skin is less oily. So I don't know if it is just helping with the oil production, if it's just a good moisturizer, therefore I'm not producing as much oil, but it is really, really good. And this is from Fresh. I got this in PR, so it's a little small one, and I'm hoping that I get another one or that I have another one somewhere on standby because I can't remember if I have another one of these, but this is very, very good. So I wanted to just say it one more time. I've been using this moisturizer and it's almost used up. Like I used it today before filming. It's just really good. So love this moisturizer. This is the same primer, one of the same primers I have been using, and I'm still using it. So I just had to tell you guys about it again. This is from Tula, and I purchased it during an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and this thing looks like it will never end. It looks like a never-ending primer. I like this one because it's a skincare. It's Brighten Up Smoothing Primer Gel. It is really good for my combo oily skin, my makeup lasts, and I just like that this is a skincare product as well, so it's very good for my skin. This is a really good primer, and it's the one I reach for quite a bit. I usually get products from Good Molecules, but I haven't gotten anything lately. A long time ago, I got this Silicone-Free Priming Moisturizer, and I wanted to come back and mention this product because it is a very good primer. It can be a little oily on my T-zone area, like my combo oily skin. It just depends on the foundation and the powder product and things like that. But when I first apply this, it's really, really pretty. But I wanted to come back and just let all of my dry skin people know and my normal skin people know that this is a really good primer. And it is, like I said, it's a moisturizer, but it's a priming moisturizer. And it feels sort of like moisturizer, but has a little bit of a tacky feel, just a little bit, but nothing uncomfortable, but quite hydrating. So I think that if you are a person that likes a hydrating primer, that you will really like this. It's sort of like the Too Faced Hangover Primer in a way. That's what it sort of reminds me of. That one I love as well. It's a hydrating primer, and my skin typically performs really nicely with that. But again, sometimes you got to be careful which foundations you're using or powders. When I'm feeling a little bit dry or I want to look a little bit more dewy, I will use this one, but I try to make sure I'm using more of a mattifying powder. Like this one would pair nicely with my NARS. It's a little more matte, but like this and this together might be a no-go because that's more of a hydrating, moisturizing type of foundation. So I wouldn't typically wear this with that one. Does that make sense? But I wanted to come back and let you guys know that it is a really good primer, especially since it is affordable and from Good Molecules. This is the month of complexion products. I don't understand why I'm obsessed with foundations right now and concealer, but I'm obsessed. One of the foundations I want to mention is this Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation, and this one is 70 NN. This is quite dark for me, the way that I'm looking right now post-COVID, because I never go out. But during the summer months, this looks really good, and I am able to wear it. If I use like a lighter concealer, or I mix it with another foundation, or use a translucent powder, then I'm able to wear this. But I put this on recently and just decided to start wearing it more as a result. But I put it on and I swear my pores disappeared. my skin looked so blurred and beautiful, and it was so lightweight. It was just amazing. Every time I go back to this foundation, I just realize how good it is. This is like a plastic bottle, and I have used quite a bit of it, so I will be ripping into this a lot more as I get darker in the summer, but it's so good. I wanted to be able to talk about this product, but when I took it back with me, it blended in so well with my makeup bag that I didn't think I had it with me, and I haven't been using this, but I tested this out here on my channel and it was so good. I have a video that I just posted on this L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour fresh wear, but I haven't been wearing it since filming that video, so I'm going to continue to wear it, and I'll come back and let you guys know if I still love it as much as I did during that first impression. But very good drugstore foundation. Powder foundation, good stuff. I also went back to whipping out this, and I've been mixing these together. I like to mix this foundation with a lot of things, and I have been mixing it with that to make it match my skin complexion. And these remind me of each other as well. Very similar matte foundations, but this is so good. Underneath my face mask, this one wears so well and moves the least, other than my double wear. Like my double wear and this one are two of the best foundations under the mask that don't rub off. It's just a very good long wearing. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Foundation. My shade is Cadiz. It's a little bit light, but lately I have been wearing it by itself, and it's been working out fine. So I probably need 1 or 2 shades darker in this, but it's been great having it because I can mix it with all of my foundations that are a little bit deeper. Just works out nicely, but it's so good. I feel like I probably mentioned this in March, but honestly guys, I think that since reviewing this Chantecaille foundation, I've probably worn this foundation the most of any foundation during the week. I love this foundation. It is so good. It excites me to know that I have a backup, like that it comes with an extra cushion. I'm like really happy to know that. But I got mine in the shade Agave, and it is sort of like a medium brown shade. This does not come in a lot of shades, and I really think it's because it's more of a skincare product. It's the Future Skin Cushion Skincare Foundation, and I just feel like the nature of this product, it's very flexible and it sort of blends into your skin, so the small shade range will address the skin tone of several people. I just think it will work for a lot of people. This is so puzzling sometimes to me, but it looks like you're not putting anything on your face. This is the only foundation that I have ever worn that disappears on my skin in a good way. When you apply it, you have to really look to see where you put it. There's no lines of demarcation. It perfects your skin. It's, I would say, light medium coverage. So if you have a lot of hyperpigmentation, you would want to go in with a concealer. It won't cover every single spot on your face, but it gives you this beautiful, glowy, natural finish. It is gorgeous. And I think with every cushion, there are proceeds that go towards an elephant, baby elephants. So anyway, this is a really good foundation. I do want to try the one that's a little bit less expensive from Chantecaille and see if I like that as well. It's like a gel foundation, I think. I love this cushion foundation, and I have been wearing it out. This is a foundation I actually keep in the box still, and I think it's because I was considering doing a foundation review on it. The CHIKUHODO Moisture Foundation. This one is the shade 301. So this is what the foundation looks like. It's 0.70 ounces, so not quite a full ounce. It is so good. It's the foundation that I'm wearing today. Whenever I film at night and I've filmed like 2 or 3 videos, I'm not sure if you can really tell how good something looks. This is the color of 301. It's a little bit warm, but still looks really great on my skin tone. It matches me very nicely. It is another one of those skin-like foundations. It says it's a cult favorite for over 25 years. Our iconic moisture foundation was created in the early days of high definition filming. Decades later, it remains an inside favorite for skin pampering ingredients that enhance the beauty and luster of your natural skin tone. It says it blurs pores, fine lines, and imperfections, while plant powered moisturizers contribute to lasting skin health. It's really nice to know that this is good for my skin, and I would agree that it does blur. It does like give me a nice supple plumping type of appearance. Like it doesn't accent any of my fine lines on my skin. I just know that I really liked how I looked. And a lot of times I judge my foundations these days based on how I look on camera when I am at work. It's just like filming. You can see everything when you film. So if you don't like something, you can tell where everything looks crepey. But this looks really good and my skin looks very healthy with this foundation. So I have really enjoyed this. It is a little bit pricey. If you're looking for a natural foundation that is good for your skin, this is good. So those are all of my foundations. The only concealers that I want to really mention are the two I picked up again during my haul. And it's both the Pat McGrath and the Clinique concealer. I'm wearing the Clinique Even Better concealer today. I haven't used this little sponge applicator. I do need to try it because I want to see if it's any good. I want to kind of swatch these beside each other so I can see how close they are, because I thought they were similar shades. So that is the Clinique one, and this shade is, oh my goodness, every time I can't see it. This is WN94 Deep Neutral is the shade I chose, and then this is the Pat McGrath concealer. It's a little bit darker, I think. Funny, I think that they're just so similar. Look at that, how close they are. This one is M21. So I have been wearing both of these concealers, and oh, I love them both. I decided to put on the Clinique one today because in the last video I was wearing the Pat McGrath. So I decided to wear this one for you guys today. It is absolutely beautiful under the eye. I don't think that it accents any fine lines or texture. Like, it conceals with minimal product. Like, I don't have to use a lot of this. It's done a good job of filling in the little divots, is what I like to call them, and has smoothed my under eye pretty well. And I didn't go overboard, like, so you may be able to see a little darkness still because I tried not to put a ton of product on. I think that this is just really good for correcting dark circles. If you get a deeper shade, you can use it other places on your face. It's a very soft, natural finish. I apply it with a sponge, and I have applied it with a brush as well, and it works both ways. And again, it just smooths my under eye, and it's a really great solid everyday concealer. The Pat McGrath is definitely like weightier, more luxe. The container is heavier than this one is. It just feels more expensive in my hand. Again, both shades very similar. The formulas remind me of each other. It's just amazing how similar they feel under my eye. Like my Dior concealer that I've been raving about, it has a little bit more tacky. It's a different type of texture, very different than these, of course. It's a great concealer and definitely worth the hype. I like it a lot. Both of these concealers were wonderful buys, excellent buys. I only have a couple of powders that I want to mention. It's one I don't think I have mentioned here on my channel, and I've been using it a lot, and I decided to finally talk to you guys about it. And I couldn't decide if I liked it or not, but I kept using it. And this is the Lancôme powder. What is this one called? Oh, Long Time No Shine. That's what it says on here. I don't know if that's the name, and it's a translucent powder. And I got this back when I was working at Sephora, and Lancôme was running this huge sale for Sephora employees. So I decided to try this powder because I'd heard it was really good at keeping you more matte. It gives you the most beautiful airbrushed finish. It is the powder that I used in the center of my face today. I love this powder, but again, it took me a while to learn to love it, I guess. I don't know. With me and powders, with some of them it takes me a while to tell if it's special. And this does keep the shine down, and it gives you a beautiful airbrush finish. And when I would use this the most, I would use a different powder in the morning when getting ready for work, and I'll come home during lunch and eat my lunch, and then when I touch up for the rest of my day, I would touch up with this powder because it's such a finely milled powder. I just always liked using it after my face kind of needed to be refreshed. It just seemed to do a good job without making me look cakey. And then I started using it as the first powder that I would apply during the day. My skin looked amazing all day. So I'm like, what took me so long to fall in love with you? So this is a really good powder, and I've put a dent in it. I've been using it for a while, but I just don't think I've ever mentioned it here on my channel. But this is really good, and it's by Lancôme. Another powder that I want to mention that I have mentioned before, I think one of the reasons I whipped it back out is this is just so good at sucking up oil on your skin. And this is a Clinique powder, and this is one of those powders that is tinted, so it's a little bit deeper, and it comes in various shades. This is one of the darker shades. This one is shade 4 transparency, so if you are lighter than me, you'll want to go with one of the lighter shades. But this powder doesn't get talked about at all. I don't know that anybody talks about this powder. Because it is a deeper shade, I usually use it around the perimeter of my face, and it keeps you so flawless for so long. It is really good if you have oilier skin. This is an amazing powder if you have oilier skin. I can't emphasize that enough. Blended face powder and brush. So it did come with a brush. I don't use the brush, but it did come with a brush as well, like a retractable brush. But this is a very good face powder, and I've been using it more. Let me talk about some tools before moving on to other makeup products. I want to go back and mention this little brush. This is the CHIKUHODO Fupa series F03 liquid foundation brush, and it's the tiniest little brush. It is so small, guys, and I knew it was gonna be small. Like when I picked it up, I'd seen it in someone's hand, so I know it was gonna be a small brush. It is so good for applying foundation. You can apply your foundation so quickly with this brush. I don't know if it's because it's so compact or if it's the bristles. It is a $55 brush, by the way, and it is sold out right now at Beautylish, so I'm not the only person that loves it. It is made to be used with liquid foundation. It's a 50% synthetic and 50% goat hair brush. These bristles are individually handcrafted, and the hair color may vary from the photo, so it's handcrafted. I have used this brush, but it is just so good. And so it's typically whiter, but it is so good for buffing in your foundation, and it just looks so pretty when I use this brush. So I love this brush. Love, love, love this brush. Also, guys, I love this little fan brush. This is the Sonia G Sculpt One brush, and I have been wanting this fan brush for so long, and it kept being sold out, and it was finally in stock, and I was able to get it. And it is just this great brush for applying contour or bronzer, and it is a firm brush. It is a soft goat-haired brush, but it is firm. The way the bristles are here in the ferrule, it is sort of firm. So when you press it here, it doesn't just collapse. It stays firm. If I want it to look more airbrushed and blown out as far as how my bronzer is applied, I just apply it sort of in a circular motion, and I just do this when applying it, and it just sort of airbrushes and diffuses the edges when you're applying the bronzer. So I have been using this every day to apply bronzer. I love this brush. It is so good. So definitely worth adding to the collection. Love it. I hope you can buy this brush. This is a flawless face brush, and I got this free with the purchase of my bareMinerals highlighter, and I've been using this for blush. I was really excited to get this little brush because I need some more blush brushes, and it's a nice fluffy soft brush for applying blush. It came with the highlighter. I think if you want to use this for highlighter, it's going to apply the highlighter in a very natural way where it looks almost natural on the skin. Just the way that this brush is made is going to fan the highlighter out across the skin so that it's not so concentrated in one place. So it could be used for highlighter, but I like using it for blush, and I'm just happy that I got it. It's a free brush, but it's really good. These two brushes that I got from CHIKUHODO that I also mentioned, and I'll link them down below. One is like a eyeshadow brush, and one is the blender brush, but I can never read like what it says here on the brushes, but I'll link them down below. They are so much fun to use. So these are very, very good and were awesome brushes to add to my collection. Both natural hair brushes. I believe the white one is a goat hair and the other one is a squirrel hair. Very, very good. I used this brush today, the Sonia G Worker One brush. This one I also got during my haul, and I used it today like when I was blending out the corners over here. So good. It's so good, and it's the same as this brush. This is my baby here. This is the Worker 2. I like the Worker 2 better than the Worker One. It's got a little bit more texture, so it blends a little easier. In some ways, this gives you more of a soft blend. This brush is softer than this one, but they are both great. And the shape of these brushes, guys, I'm telling you, if you could just try one, they are perfect for me. I love those two brushes. The final brush I want to mention, I mentioned last month, I think, was the cheek highlight brush. I've just fallen in love with this brush, and it was so funny. I found a couple of e.l.f. brushes, and at one point was liking those better than this brush, but what was I thinking? I went back to this little highlighter brush, and it is beautiful. It's from CHIKUHODO, and it just applies your highlighter flawlessly. Love it. I've been using the same bronzers, but I have incorporated this Bobbi brown bronzer. Every now and then, I remember good old Bobbi, and I go back to her. And this one is the shade Dark. You would think I hadn't even been using this bronzer for as long as I've been using it. That tells you like how long lasting this is. Just about every other product I use as a bronzer, I can see where I have put a significant dent in it from using it. But I've been using this for a few years, and it doesn't budge. It doesn't move, so you don't really need a lot of product. I used this bronzer today, and I also have on its sister. This one is in dark, and then this one is deep. I kind of added a little bit of this one. This one I can see a little more of a dent, maybe. I don't know. But they both are just this really, really beautiful matte bronzers. And I always talk about them together so that you kind of know the shades here. This is dark and this is deep. And dark almost looks like a blush. It has a reddish tone. You could actually use this in lieu of blush. It's just a beautiful color. And then this one is a little bit more of a just a neutral matte brown. So sometimes I like to mix them together, but I have this one with me in the apartment, and I've been grabbing it a lot. I've been taking my fan brush and this, rubbing it around in there, and then just applying it. This was limited edition packaging, so I think it looks a little different now, but these are really, really great matte bronzers. I took with me these two from MAC and love them. This is the Flower Power blush, and I have this one on today, like in the apples, right kind of here on the apples of my cheeks. Not very much, but I have that on. And the most of what you see as far as blush, other than my bronzer, is this Raizin color. And I thought that I would want to use this more in the fall, but I don't know. I was drawn to it. Look at how like rich that is. So if you have deep skin and you have been struggling to find a blush color that works, there she is. Even if you have deeper skin, it looks a little bit light because of my lighting, but this is a little bit darker pink. Like I have Melba as well, and Melba is a light pink, but this is a little bit deeper shade. But this is just really, really earthy and pretty, and love it. It's so funny how close this looks to my bronzer, my dark bronzer. That might be why I like it so much. I have been mixing them to create my cheek color ever since I got them. Love that. Highlighters, again, this is where I'm feeling like I'm just kind of giving you guys a yes, I love these products that I purchased. First, let me talk about the one I'm wearing today. This is the bareMinerals. I love this matte black case here. bareMinerals is written in the highlighter, and it is the shade Free, and it is what I'm wearing today. And I'm shocked by this highlighter. I don't know if people talked about it before. This was one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty highlighters, and I don't know if this was one that we talked about. I've never heard of this highlighter until it hit the 21 Days of Beauty. I never heard anybody talking about it. And look at how, do you see that? Do you see that? Like, it is so wet. Like, it just gives you this gorgeous wet look, and it doesn't accent texture. Like, of course I do have a little bit of texture on my skin. You guys know I can't stand it, but I have it. But it doesn't accent texture, and it is so wet on the skin. And the color is beautiful. It's like a champagne gold. I always describe everything as a champagne gold, but it's a gold, but it's sort of champagne. But it is just beautiful. I put a little bit of it up here, and I took a little bit of it off earlier, but let's see. Just so you guys can see. Like, that is beautiful. And it's just this really soft, when I say soft, like, there's no micro glitters in it, so it just creates this stunning highlighter. I love it. And I'm gonna have the toughest time getting rid of this box. I have yet to throw away a Pat McGrath box. What is wrong with me? This is the Pat McGrath Labs highlighter. This is the Divine Rose Skin Fetish Ultra Glow highlighter. And let's swatch this one too. Look at this. Oh gosh. It looks gold on my hand, but when you move it around, and you guys may not see it, it's got a pink shift, but quite subtle. They look very similar on the camera, but the Pat McGrath one looks much more gold than the other, so they have a different look. I've been alternating between the two, and on the day I put on the bareMinerals, I'm like, oh gosh, this is so beautiful. Then I'll switch to Pat McGrath the next day, and I'm like, oh gosh, this is so beautiful. They're both so pretty, and they both give me that same feeling. Like, they both are these wet cheek products that don't like have all the glitter in them. Some days I'm okay with having glitter in the highlight, and other days I don't want to see it. I think I just prefer the wet highlight look. This highlighter here is also beautiful. So pretty. Love it. I used the NABLA Secret palette to create the look that I'm wearing, and I used this palette in the last video that I filmed too. It's like the newest palette that I have. I got it during the 21 Days of Beauty, so I definitely want to get some use out of it. So I took it back with me, and I've just been using it every single day to create a lot of looks. I think this is a really pretty everyday palette, even though it has like some shimmers. They're not too overwhelming, so they're very good for every day. I've been using the golds, and I like these browns over here. Like, you can put these all over the eye. Like, use that in the crease, and you can put that all over the eye. I've been doing that, and the golds are right up my alley right here. I've been using those. So this is really pretty. I've even dipped into this little mauve type of brown. It's really pretty. I used that in the look today. This is a palette where you can get some everyday looks out of it, and you can also really glam it up like I have done here today. I raved and raved and raved about the Pat McGrath mascara. This is the Dark Star Matter mascara, and I talked about this in the haul. I had it on. I showed some close-up videos of how it looked on my eye. It's got like the hourglass looking wand. It's sort of a drier formula. It sort of reminds me of the Hourglass mascara, also in a gold tube. It had a drier formula as well, so it's not a super wet mascara. It's one of those mascaras that from the very first time you use it, it's going to make your lashes look amazing, where some of them you have to use it for like a week before you start getting the benefit of the mascara. This one looks the way it's supposed to look from the very first use. I've been enjoying the Deep Dive lip liner from Pat McGrath a lot more than I thought that I was gonna enjoy it. Like, it's a little deeper brown and it has a little bit more of a reddish tone in it. I was looking for more of a cork brown, like a little lighter than this, but I have been using this quite a bit since I got it, and it is a really pretty brown color, so I've been enjoying it. The lip that I've been wearing a lot of has been that lip liner. I went back to an oldie but goodie. This is Shanghai Spice from MAC Cosmetics, and I think I liked this lip so much that I accidentally picked it up twice. Like, when I went looking for lipsticks, I picked this thing up 2 times. Like, if you turn in 6 MAC Cosmetics plastics, you can get a free lipstick. And it's just a pink nude color, but it's a sheen. It's one of their sheen lipsticks, so it's got a little bit more of a moisturizing appeal to it. It's a very light wash of color on your lips, very moisturizing. Just a really good lipstick, and I've been wearing it a lot because it's just a really pretty nude. I have it on today, and I also top it with various lip glosses, but today I use this Fenty Gloss Bomb in Taffy Tease. I used Taffy Tease on top today. This is just a nice spring pink, and I got it in a set, so I'm not sure if they still have this one. Regardless if they have that one, you guys know I love the gloss bombs. I also have really been loving the Honey Milk. This is a lip oil that I got from Stylevana. Again, talked about it in the haul, and I have been using this a lot. I love the little wand on it. It's a very thick lip oil, and it is affordable. It is affordable, very cheap. Very, very cheap. You guys need to check it out. I mean, just a few dollars from what I can remember, but a really thick, juicy looking lip. Love it. My Urban Decay All Nighter, I didn't bring it with me, but I've been using that one a lot. I'm finding that I think I like the All Nighter better than the D-Slick. I picked this up from Amazon. I'll try to find it and link it down below. And this is a beauty blender holder. And I just thought it would be cute on my vanity, and it came in a set of 2. I was looking for some brush holders as well to take with me back to my apartment, so I got a set of 2, and I kept one here and I took one with me, and I just thought it was a cute way to display your beauty blender. Hopefully the beauty blender is clean when you display it. Mine is a little dirty, but it's so cute. It's a glass container with these, you know, little balls. There's a cute little crown, but not that expensive, and I got it from Amazon. I'll link that below. You guys know I love this brush too. Wangos, the airbrush, so good. Wanted to talk about this body blur from Vita Liberata. I never know things. Vita Liberata maybe is the name of this, and it's a luxury tan, and it is instant HD skin finish 24-hour wear body blur. I bought this a long time ago. It's probably time to get a new one. I don't use it very often because I don't wear my legs out that much. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna start doing it more. But like, I just wear pants. I just wear more pants than I do dresses. So I wear this typically when I wear my legs out. And you guys know, most of the time I tell you guys about, like, there's a Jergens lotion that sort of gradually self-tans your skin. And I like to use that when I am trying to deepen up my skin color on my legs, because I never wear them out. They're always lighter than the rest of my body, and I wear that to get my skin to deepen so that I can wear my legs out. But in the meantime, and I haven't even started that regimen yet. I haven't started that, but this, oh my goodness, it's so good. When I do wear a dress and it's after winter, no tights, and your legs are out, I don't want my legs to be completely a different color than the rest of my body and it be so obvious that I never wear my legs out. So this is where this comes in handy, guys. So if you're like me, then this might be helpful to you too. I'm gonna try to squeeze a little bit out here on my hand. You put this on as if you're applying lotion, and it doesn't rub off. Mine is medium latte. It's a latte shade. This is the color. You rub this in, and look at, like, how it's not, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you guys on my hand because my hand is darker, but see, look at this glow that it gives your skin. And let's see if it looks more airbrushed. And I don't know, you can't see my veins as much on this hand as this one. And because I don't wear it that often, I forget to tell you guys about it, because you feel like if you don't wear something that often, is it a favorite? But it comes in handy when I need it. So I haven't worn it that often, but I've worn a dress a couple of times, and I've rubbed this on my legs, and not only did it make them look a little bit darker. So again, this is about my hand color, so you can't see it as well on my hand, but my legs are a little bit lighter than this. So when I rub this in, it makes my legs just a hint deeper, so it's a little less noticeable that they haven't had any sun. And it airbrushed my legs. Like, my legs looked so much better. Wherever you apply it on your body, you can apply it on your chest, you can apply it wherever you want to. And I think I even applied the residual to my chest. You don't need like a mitten, like it's not that kind of product. You can just wash your hands and wash it off. It doesn't rub off on anything during the day. It stays in place until you take a shower. And when you take a shower, it washes off, and you see it washing off when you shower with soap. Look at that beautiful glow that it gave my hand. And it just softens the texture. It just makes your skin look amazing. So I just had to tell you guys, it's just a really good product. I believe I purchased it at Ulta, and I think they still have it there. I will link it down below. It's just the perfect time for it. You got to get some. Final product that I want to mention is a fragrance. Still been using my Baccarat Rouge. Still been using that. Because this is a travel size, I can't use it that often. If I do, it'll be gone in 2 weeks. Like, I could have finished this in 2 weeks if I had used it every single day. So I just treat myself like once a week, and I use this. So I haven't used it all. I've only, you know, used that much of it. But this is the Replica Coffee Break. Oh, this smells so good. I love this. It's in the family of my light blue fragrance. I'll pop the notes up, but it reminds me of light blue, but it seems like it's a little sweeter. Like, it may have a little sweetness, but a very powder fresh smell. I like using like those types of fragrances during the summer. My Baccarat Rouge 540 is great, and it doesn't smell anything like these fragrances, and I do like it as like a signature type of fragrance, but it is a little heavier as we approach summer, and I can imagine that I'll use it less and less as we approach more summer months. I'll be using this in light blue, and I have a Tom Ford fragrance. I can't remember the name of that one, but just some of my more citrusy, powdery, light sort of fragrances is what I like to use in spring and summer. This one is just one of those. The name Coffee Break tells people that it smells like something different. You wouldn't know that it smells like what it smells like when you hear the name Coffee Break. It is really good, and eventually I would like to have it in the regular size so that I can use it every single day. But I think because I have light blue in a regular size, I've just sort of waited, and I'll just work with this travel size, and we'll see. Maybe one day I'll buy the full size. But this is a very good fragrance, and every time I wear it, it makes me smile. I love it. That concludes my April beauty favorites. It is quite late. I'm gonna try not to film this late again. I don't know what it is. I get started late sometimes. I'm just a little bit slow. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below and I will respond. And if you've not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button before you leave. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in my next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.